Good evening, everybody. This is Washpeta again. Today we have a very nice game between Hari Krishna, we'll call him Hari just to make it easy, and Dubov, the guy who won the best game of 2020. And the game features a very nice way to deal with Sicilian Defense. No need to remember a lot of theory here. We're gonna go direct to the game. The game been played yesterday from Everything's Masters. So Hari Krishna start with e4. Dubov will go c5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4. The main line against the Sicilian defense, knight f6, knight c3, and now e5. Mr. Carlsen preferred this way of playing the Sicilian, and Dubov actually is a second of Carlsen. So knight f5 is the new. It's not really a new move anyway, but usually grandmasters don't play this. But see a guy like Krishna playing this, so you have to take care of it. You have to take a close look on it. Usually they play here knight db5, and then black goes d6, and then there's too many moves. Black can go knight d5 or bishop g5, etc. Anyway, there's too much theory here. So basically, what Hari did is knight f5. Now the main move being played by Dubov, d5. Clearly, the bishop is attacking the knight here, and the pawn is attacking the pawn here. So, Hari played e takes d5, bishop f5, and now d takes c6. And Hari is asking Dubov if he wants to exchange the queens here. Basically, if you go this way, okay, and let's say white even lost the right to castle, and then in bc6. Yes, white doesn't have the right to castle anymore, but there's an issues here with the pawns over here. There's two weaknesses here, and if you look at the end game, there's 1, 2, 3 pawns here. There's only 2 in here, which should make white life easier to get a best pawn. Of course, Grandmaster doesn't really like this kind of things. So Dubov played b takes c6. Now, if Hari decides to exchange the queens now, despite the fact that still we have this problem with the pawns, he gonna go takes d8. Now we have this bishop attacking the pawn, and the king cannot go here, cannot do this because the rook is attacking him. So there's no way actually to protect this pawn, and of course that doesn't work. So Mr. Hari decided to play queen f3, which is a very good move. Very simple. We're attacking the bishop and the pawn on c6 same time. Queen d7 by Mr. Dubov, and now bishop g5. Very easy play by white. Black has problems to solve. There's a pawn on c6 and a pawn on a7. There are weaknesses. And now we got another threat by white to take on f6 and make a double pawns for black. So black decided to play bishop a7, rook d1, very easy move to play. Queen e6. The queen has to watch for this guy because he's been attacked by the queen and he has to be protected. So the queen even has to move in a way to protect the bishop and the pawn altogether. Mr. Hari had a very nice move here, and he played it. And he did bishop c4. He's sacrificing his bishop. Queen c4. Now queen f5. Now white again putting a pressure on black. Now the pawn on e5 is under attack. So black played castle. Now very simple idea. If white decide to take here, then we have a problem. We have rook gonna come to the e8. Let's say rook f e8, and once the bishop move anywhere, the rook will be attacking the queen over here, and of course there's a king behind here. So white cannot allow this. It doesn't work. So what's happened with Mr. Hari? He did bishop takes f6. Now here something like has to be mentioned, just for the record. White could play here rook d3 if he wants to. This is a move. It could be played, and it's a nice one actually. The idea basically, white can actually castle in the little future because the rook is actually blocking the queen from attacking the castling situation here. But unfortunately, Mr. Harry didn't play it. So this is a move actually. You need to look at it. It's really nice one, really nice one. But Harry he played bishop f6. And now we got bishop f6, and now queen e4, a very strong move. The idea basically is to clear the situation. There's a weak pawn here, and I'm asking for exchange of the queens. Now Dubov went back to e6. He doesn't allow that, and now Harry castled. Now, if you look at the position, we don't really have a clear advantage for white because Harry didn't play rook d3. He didn't go this way, 2 moves away, if 2 moves back. So, but still, we have pressure on the pawn here and on the pawn here, and still this guy is weak as well. Dubov played rook fd8, asking for exchanging for the queens. Now, Harry did play b3 here. Basically, he doesn't want the queen to attack this guy over here. Now, bishop e7 by Dubov. Now, Dubov wants to improve his position a little by maybe exchanging the rooks and then putting the bishop on c5. Next, so Harry decided to play rook d8. Now, before we go further, we have a nice move here. It's queen e3 by white, attacking the pawn on a7. So the threat we're gonna be to exchange the rooks, and if the rook moves from here, I will take the pawn on a7. So black has to go f5 to make some counterplay. White can just go g3 to stop the f4 push here. e4, and now knight e2, queen f6, and now king g2. This is a very nice analysis. The point is, white is doing better here, and again, this is something had been missed by Harry. The point is, this we have a hole here for the knight to go to. This also could be a square to go to by the knight in the little future, and we still have the threat of taking with d8. So there's a few things here black has to watch for. But unfortunately, Harry didn't see that. So what he did is basically after bishop e7, he just took on d8. And the position is from advance for white for the second time. It went actually to equal. Now rook d8, rook d1, rook d1, knight d1. Now, to understand what Harry did, he basically understand that queen and knight are better than queen and bishop, and also there's still we have those guys are weak. But if this is efficient to win, unfortunately not in this position. But he tried. So f5 by Dubov, queen e2, e4, and now g3, blocking this push by the pawn. g6. Knight e3, king g7, and now queen d2. Of course, Harry is threatening putting the queen here, and then he is going to attack the king and the pawn on a7 altogether. Bishop f6 by Dubov, h4. Now we are taking away this square from the bishop and also preventing g5. King f7, king g2, and now h5. Of course, Dubov doesn't want white to push h5 in the future. He doesn't want that, so he went for h5 by himself, making some kind of fortress here. Look at those pawns. They are very, very strong. They are working together like a fortress. a4 by Harry, trying to make some counterplay over here in the queen side. Maybe if he can take the pawn in the future, if he can, but he couldn't. Bishop e5, queen a5. Now we are attacking the pawn on a7. Queen e7. Now, as you can see, the queen is attacking the bishop and the pawn, and the queen has to do the job to protect both guys over here and over here. Okay, we got queen a6. Now Harry putting now Basha on the pawn on c6. Queen d7. The queen is protecting everything. Queen c4 check. And now king g7. This is a nice move by Dubov. Of course, Dubov cannot do anything else in this position. It can allow if you go like maybe king e7 for example. He gonna have some trouble after queen c5 check. So that's something you don't want it at all. So he went for king g7. Very nice move by Dubov. King f1. Harry trying to do something to improve his position, and he wants the king to come here to this square, so the queen cannot come to d2. But Dubov did it right away. He went back to d2. Now the position is completely equal, because as I said, Harry missed two chances to make Dubov's life really difficult. So he went for queen c6. Now white is at threatening queen b7. She can take the pawn over here by attacking the king and the pawn at the same time. But Dubov did very nice move here, very nice sacrifice. Bishop g3, fg3, queen e3, and now queen 7 check, king f6, queen d6 check, king f7, queen d7 check, king f6, check, 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 etc. It's a draw by virtual check. A very nice game by Harry and Dubov. A very nice and unusual way to deal with the Sicilian defense. Hopefully guys you like it, and we'll see you later. See you, bye bye.